Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. Start by apologising for the quality of those last two videos. There's some artefacts or something, and I'm hoping it doesn't occur on this video. I've defaulted my camera settings back to the default values and powered the thing off and stuff, you know, take the battery out. There was something weird going on there, just like little artefacts, you know, bits of noise, and when I was moving things around, it would like the thing would, you'd see parts of previous frames. It was really odd. And it was on the camera, it wasn't on the software that I used to edit the videos. But anyway, as you can see, another MVS pickup here. This is the Japanese version of Real Bout Fatal Fury. It's a really good game. I really like this. I'm not going to replace the label on this. It looks alright. It's a bit rippled and stuff on there, but it looks alright, so I'm not going to swap that out. But there was something interesting I'm going to show you inside this, and I'll just show you a bit of gameplay. It's not going to be a very long video of this, because I'm not great at it. So I say the same things when I do these neo-geo videos. I'm like, oh, the graphics are great, the sound's great. It's the same thing over and over again. So I'll just show you a bit of the gameplay there and some of the options and things. But before I do that, I'm just going to take the lid off this, and I just want to show you something on the inside. So I've got the screws out. I'll just carefully lift the boards up like this, and then I shouldn't damage the label. So I've been in this previously to clean this up, and just to check it out, see what's what. I think this is the one. Is it the one? Oh, yeah. So this is particularly interesting. Well, I hope you might find this interesting. It's not majorly interesting, but it's still useful to know, I guess. And that is, if you look at the character, looking at the character board here. Just move it down a bit, you can see it's a Char 256, so you've got a lot of these, I think the 42 pin, yeah they are, 42 pin, there's 8 of them I think, you know, so there's a lot of graphics ROMs on this particular card. It was one of the newer titles, you know, and one thing I noticed when I'm going through these, I always look to see if there's any EPROMs on there, you know, they're all mask ROMs, so, you know, I was comfortable with that, thinking, yeah, it's genuine, it's a totally genuine board. There's a few bits of flux and stuff around here, so someone at some point tinkered there, that could be at manufacturer, I don't know, but the boards look genuine, no issues of concern. But one thing that caught my eye, I know you can see this, if you look at this ROM here, and this is useful to know, I guess, if you've not been in one of these before, but you get like, there's a code usually stamped on there, and it's usually like 2 or 3 digits, and then you know, a chip identifier. So you've got 069-C1, so that's the C1 chip for game ID 69. Now, if you continue looking down here, that's 69-C3, that's in the C3 spot, that's fine. The next one, 95-C5. And then 95C7, 69C2, 69C4, 95C5, 95C8. That's 95M1, 95S1. If we look at the other board here, where are we? Sorry, where's my finger? There we go. Sorry, I couldn't see my finger on camera there. 95V3, 69V2. 69V1, 95P2, 95P1. So anyway, the bottom line is they're not the same. The numbers are not the same. We've got 95s and we've got some 69s. Now, if you look at the these P chips, this is the clue really. You know, 95 is the ID. I guess. I presume. In fact, I know because I've looked at MVS cart scans. I'll put a link to their site. I mentioned it before. But yeah, ID 95 is this particular game, and hence, you know, where you've got the P1 and P2 chips on there using 95. But it's like I say, when you look at the graphics and the sound, some of them are 69s. Now 69, I thought, okay, well, is this a Fatal Fury 3 that's been upgraded? And that seems to be the case. I think they are using these. It's not that they're not using. What they've done is I think they've got lazy, and they've actually used some of the assets from a previous Fatal Fury game rather than creating from scratch. So I think, I might be wrong, I think it's Fatal Fury 3. I think I took my Fatal Fury 3 to bits and spotted that was 69. It could be Fatal Fury 2, I'm not sure. It probably is 3, it would make more sense, because I think this followed on from 3. But yeah, so you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you got 4 of the character ROMs from the previous game, which I'm guessing is probably going to be the characters. It's going to be the graphics for the actual fighters, because they do look the same. You know, a lot of the main characters there have not changed, and they've probably just added new ROMs in there for some different backgrounds or some different characters. But it's really interesting, this approach. And then it's the same thing on the sound. I guess the sounds aren't going to be any different. And then the new sound chip that's on there probably is for the new characters and things, and the different music samples and etc. But anyway, I thought you might find that interesting. I'll reassemble this now, and we'll have a quick play. Right, so here we go. I'll leave the volume about that level. One of the things I like about this, it's much easier than some of the other Fatal Fury games. Just turn it down a touch, actually. Sweet intro there, lots of characters to choose from. Sweet. I would go as far to say that this is probably my favourite Fatal Fury so far, actually. Now, whether that's because it's natural progression, you know, they've improved them, and this real bout follows Fatal Fury 3, I guess. Well, from what we've seen of the insert side of the cart and the number and the idea, I would suggest, yeah, it does. So you know, you've got the original Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, and then Fatal Fury 2, Fatal Fury 3, and then Real Bout. I want to get Real Bout Special and Real Bout 2 at some point. Those are on my list. So I'll just change the language to English. I'm not quite sure why that defaults to Japanese. I know it's a Japanese cart, but my understanding is the ROMs are exactly the same. I think that's probably just the default, because I've got English versions of some of my other games and they default to Japanese as well, so a bit strange. I'm just going to leave it on very easy, which is reasonably easy for me, but that's what I like. I like the different difficulties they've added there. You know, it starts, it gives you a very easy level. And the other thing I like about this, I don't know whether the control schemes change slightly to do with moving up and down on the different planes there, but I just find it so much easier. Something else I mentioned while I'm here as well, I was watching, I forgot the name of the guy now, neo-geo man, I think he's called, or something. I can't remember his name now. I'll put a link to his channel. Have a look at his channel, because he does a lot of neo-geo videos, and I love watching his fighting videos. He's really good at it. He's, these fighting games he's expert on. And I noticed when he's been playing Fatal Fury, he's been using geese. Now, I never tried geese. In fact, I seldom try any of the different characters. I end up sticking with one, usually Terry, who I can't play very well as. But as soon as I've changed to geese, I am so much better at these Fatal Fury games playing as geese. I mean, I'm probably going to get my ass handed to me now, but I'm just so much better at pulling off some of the moves, and he's got quite a broad reach. I can do the move that, so yeah, it's D to sort of change planes like that, and you get twice as much health, instead of just a single bar, it goes from sort of yellow to red. Getting my ass handed to me here. Not quite worked out how to do the power thing. It's easy with if you put the Unibias cheat on. I think you can just go like down C or something, or down A. I can't remember, but I haven't worked out how to do it. Legitimately without using the Unibias cheat. It's always one of my problems with these games. Really, is it's all right when you play around with them for quite a while. You do tend to eventually work out what some of the moves are, but most of the time they're not very forthcoming. It doesn't tell you. I mean, Art of Fighting's a bit different in the sense that as you progress through the game, it gives you hints and says, it shows you the direction and controls and things for a particular new move that you might not have been aware of. Whereas games like this, unless you've got the instruction manual for like the AS version or something, you can be a bit knackered. There's lots of moves I don't know how to do. The other nice feature with this, which is probably just about to see it actually, is that barrier there on each side of the fighting scene. You've got like some sort of area where you can go out of bounds. Sometimes there's a barrier like there was there, like a bit of wood, and other times it's just like an open area, so it's quite easy to knock someone down it. And it adds a new sort of strategy element there. It's just really cool, it really is. I really love this game. It's by far the best of the three. Let's see if we can shove him out of there. Probably not. Probably gonna die here now. Oh, that was a nice move. God knows how I managed to pull that off at the last minute. I only just won that. But it's really colourful as well, this version. You know, there's loads of like, you know, large text, you know, like that fight thing coming up. And it's, you know, you can just see the natural progression between the different versions. Each one gets, you know, more animation, more characters, better sound. I'm not so sure about the music. Some people have said they prefer some of the music in the versions, and I would agree with that, I think, to a degree. There's one or two tracks on here that are really cool, and I'm thinking, you know, that's sweet. This is one of them, actually. It's not bad. It's a bit weird. He's a bit of a strange opponent, Duck King. He sort of like dances around a lot, doesn't he, rather than actually doing anything. It's quite cool, though. I'm trying to work out how I did that move before. What did I do? I've got no idea how I did that lightning thing. At least I won. That little duck in the bottom right, God knows what that's doing. Presumably because he's the Duck King. You can, on easy difficulties, just some of them, you can just keep spamming these special moves. You'd be amazing how well you can do. But I guess that's just the difficulty thing. See if I can knock him through there. Oh, that was sweet. I don't know how I did it. That's the problem when you're good at, when you can do these moves, you know, and you don't know how you did them. That's that's not good, really. But I can get quite far on this on the easy difficulty, or the very easy difficulty, which makes a change for me because they're often rock solid, these games, even on the easiest difficulty. I usually get my ass handed to me, but I can actually play quite well on this particular game on the easier difficulties. Just play another round or two. I think we're going to change. You'll notice the other difference is we've fought 3 people so far on the same scene. I think the night and day changes and stuff, but it's the same scene effectively. And that's the way this works. You sort of fight batches or bouts of, you know, sort of three different people before you move on to the next scene. There's quite a lot of people. There's quite a lot of scenes. I was lucky to have won that one, really. This, I've got to admit, this Chinese woman or whatever she is quite hard. I don't enjoy fighting her at all. And you can do reversals, aren't you, saying that? I haven't quite worked out how you do that. Come on, you want to go through that barrier, you know you do. Come on. Oh. Yeah, not quite enough. Somehow I managed to do that move again, not quite sure how I managed it. I think we're on to the next scene now, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Blue Mary, Joe, Higashi, and somebody else I didn't see. Now this is one of the ones where I don't think there's a barrier. I think you can just knock them straight off the train track. It's like you're on the platform or something just over here. If I sort of keep pushing it, hopefully in a minute we might get near the end. You can see it there. Probably need a knockdown or something. Although she's not going down without a fight anyway. You've got that special power bar thing at the bottom, obviously, that builds up and then you can do some sort of mega special thing. I think that's that lightning thing I was doing, but that's like I say, it just ain't worked out to do it. But the animation's great, it really is. There's loads of background stuff. It's sweet. It's just your typical neo-geo goodness, really. I love playing with geese, he's so good. Well, that didn't come out right. I love playing as geese. It's like a special power thing there, I'm not sure. I don't know if they could do a double, some sort of double curve or, you know, double, there we go, knocks her out of bounds. So you can see how that works, you know, you don't even have to get, you know, get the health right down, you can knock them out of bounds. It's quite cool. Some really cool scenes as you get further into it. Anyway, thanks for watching, I'll see you soon.